Today is October 2nd, 2025. As autumn settles in, the air should be crisp, and the first hints of frost should be appearing across Russia. But this year, something is very different. Russia, a country synonymous with harsh, icy winters, just experienced a season unlike any in living memory, one defined not by snow and cold, but by shocking, persistent warmth that left many in disbelief. From the bustling streets of Moscow to the remote towns of Siberia, temperatures soared to unprecedented levels, shattering both expectations and long-standing records. People found themselves reaching for light jackets instead of heavy coats, even in the heart of winter. This isn't just a rare anomaly. It's a powerful, unmistakable sign of a rapidly changing climate. The familiar winter landscape was replaced by slush, rain, and fog, leaving many to wonder if the Russia they knew was gone for good. Russia is now warming more than twice as fast as the global average, putting it on the very front lines of climate change. The effects are visible everywhere, from the shrinking snow lines to the altered rhythms of nature. The winter of 2025 made this alarming trend impossible to ignore. Families found themselves spending time outdoors without the usual snow. Ski resorts stood empty, and children played in mud instead of building snowmen. Imagine flowers blooming in January, months ahead of schedule, and bears unable to hibernate because the cold never truly arrived. This was the new reality in many parts of Russia, leaving both people and wildlife confused and unprepared. The warmth didn't just change the scenery, it disrupted daily life, strained infrastructure as roads and pipes buckled under conditions they weren't built for, and put immense pressure on the environment, causing rivers to overflow and towns to grapple with unexpected challenges. In this chapter, we'll break down the records, explore the science behind these changes, and hear from those living through the real-world impacts of this extraordinary season. We'll also compare Russia's unprecedented warmth to the contrasting cold-gripping places like the United States, highlighting just how extreme and unpredictable our weather has become. Understanding these extremes is crucial to grasping the full picture of our changing world. It's not just about numbers. It's about how these changes affect daily life, families, and the future of entire communities. The evidence is everywhere, from headlines to conversations at the dinner table, and the time to pay attention is now. Russia's experience is a warning for us all. Let's dive into the numbers, the stories, and the science behind Russia's unprecedented winter, and what it means for the rest of the world. Moscow, a city built for snow and ice, saw a winter that felt more like spring. The 2024 to 2025 season broke temperature records that had stood for over a century. Instead of snow, Muscovites saw green grass and budding trees in midwinter. For the first time, artificial snow was trucked in for New Year's celebrations, a surreal symbol of the climate crisis. Ski resorts stayed closed, ice rinks struggled, and energy use patterns shifted. The disruption to daily life and the economy was significant, showing how dependent we are on predictable seasons. Scientists see Moscow's record heat as part of a clear, long-term warming trend. The winter of 2025 was the most extreme example yet. For Muscovites, it was a season remembered for its alarming warmth, not its cold. In Siberia, Lake Baikal, usually locked in ice, remained open water well into January. This was the latest freeze in over 170 years of records. The lack of ice threatens Baikal's unique ecosystem, especially the freshwater seals that depend on it to raise their pups. Local communities lost their winter ice highway, disrupting travel and commerce. Tourism suffered as visitors missed the iconic ice formations. Lake Baikal's liquid winter is a powerful symbol of rapid climate change. Even the most enduring natural wonders are now vulnerable. The silent, ice-free lake is a stark warning from the heart of Siberia. Russia's shocking warmth is a direct result of global climate change, driven by human activity. In recent years, temperatures across Russia have soared to levels never seen before, surprising both scientists and everyday citizens. Winters that were once reliably cold and snowy are now marked by unexpected thaws and unseasonal warmth. Burning fossil fuels, like coal, oil, and natural gas, releases greenhouse gases into the atmosphere. These gases act like a blanket, trapping heat and raising global temperatures. Russia, with its vast energy sector and heavy industry, is a major contributor to these emissions, which only intensifies the problem. Russia's northern location means it's hit especially hard, thanks to a process called Arctic amplification. This phenomenon causes the Arctic and nearby regions to warm at more than twice the global average, making Russia one of the fastest warming places on Earth. As snow and ice melt away, darker surfaces like soil and water are exposed. These surfaces absorb more sunlight and heat, creating a feedback loop that accelerates warming even further. The more the snow disappears, the faster the land heats up. The jet stream, a high-altitude river of air, is also affected, becoming weaker and wavier as the Arctic warms. This disruption changes how weather systems move, sometimes locking in unusual patterns for weeks at a time. This lets warm air surge north into Russia, while cold air can plunge south elsewhere. The result? Unpredictable weather, with sudden warm spells in the heart of winter, and cold snaps in unexpected places. The record heat in Moscow and the late freeze at Baikal are linked to these global shifts. These aren't isolated incidents. They're part of a larger pattern that's changing the face of Russian winters. It's a chain reaction. Emissions warm the planet, the Arctic amplifies it, and weather patterns become more extreme. Each link in this chain makes the next one stronger, pushing Russia's climate further from what it used to be. The science is clear. Russia's heat is a direct consequence of a warming world. Researchers are documenting these changes in real time, sounding the alarm about what's to come if nothing is done. The evidence is written across the Russian landscape. From dying forests to thawing permafrost and struggling farmers, the impacts are visible and growing more severe each year. The question is, what will we do about it? As Russia faces a future shaped by climate change, the choices made today will determine the world of tomorrow. Russia's warming isn't just an environmental issue. It's a threat to people, infrastructure, and the economy. Thawing permafrost destabilizes buildings, roads, and pipelines, risking costly damage and environmental disasters. Melting permafrost could even release ancient viruses, raising fears of new disease outbreaks. Agriculture is also at risk. Unpredictable weather, droughts, and floods threaten food security. Farmers struggle to plan, and harvest failures could lead to shortages and instability. Indigenous communities face the loss of traditional ways of life as the frozen landscape disappears. The crisis is real and immediate, affecting millions. Russia's warm winter is a warning. Climate change is a present-day emergency. While Russia baked, the eastern United States froze in a brutal cold snap. This contrast can be confusing. How can global warming cause both heat and cold? The answer: climate change disrupts weather patterns, making extremes more likely everywhere. The same atmospheric shifts that brought warmth to Russia pushed Siberian cold into North America. It's a tale of two winters, one side shedding coats, the other bundling up. Cross-polar flow carried frigid air from Siberia to the US, creating dramatic contrasts. Weather is what happens day to day. Climate is the long-term trend. A cold snap doesn't disprove global warming. In fact, it's part of the new climate instability. Scientists warn that more extreme, persistent weather is the new normal. The world is becoming less predictable, and we're all feeling the effects. To understand these extremes, we need to talk about the polar vortex. The polar vortex is a spinning mass of cold air over the North Pole. When strong, it keeps cold air locked in the Arctic. But as the Arctic warms, the vortex weakens and wobbles, letting cold air escape south and warm air surge north. That's what happened in 2025. The vortex stretched, sending Siberian air to the US and warmth to Russia. This pattern is becoming more common as the Arctic heats up. Scientists are studying how a warming Arctic is making the polar vortex less stable. The result: more extreme weather swings around the globe. The polar vortex isn't causing global warming, but it's being changed by it, with dramatic consequences. Russia's wildlife is in crisis as winter warmth disrupts ancient survival rhythms. Bears struggle to hibernate, sometimes waking midwinter to find no food, leading to starvation and dangerous encounters with humans. Polar bears lose hunting grounds as sea ice vanishes, while reindeer can't reach food under layers of ice caused by unusual winter rain. Indigenous herders face cultural and economic loss as herds starve. The entire ecosystem is thrown off balance. Insect hatches shift, birds miss food sources, and rodents lose snow cover protection. From the smallest insects to the largest mammals, adaptation can't keep pace. The warm winter is a cascade of problems for Russia's natural world. It's a silent crisis, unfolding in forests and tundra. Wildlife is fighting to survive in a world changing faster than evolution allows. The consequences ripple through nature and human communities alike. Russia's warm winter is more than just a weather anomaly. It's a signal that something fundamental is shifting in our world. It's a warning for the world, a wake-up call that climate change is not a distant threat, but a present reality. The record heat, ice-free lakes, and struggling wildlife are happening now, right before our eyes, not in some far-off future we can ignore. These changes are unfolding in real time, affecting the lives of millions and the balance of nature itself. Climate change is making weather more extreme and unpredictable, bringing storms, droughts, and unusual temperature swings that disrupt daily life. It threatens our food supply, the stability of cities, local economies, and even our health, as new risks emerge with every season. The events of this winter preview the challenges ahead for everyone, everywhere. The solution is clear. We must cut greenhouse gas emissions and take bold steps to reduce our carbon footprint. Shifting to clean energy sources like wind, solar, and hydropower is essential for a sustainable future. We also need to adapt by building resilient infrastructure, supporting innovation, and protecting vulnerable communities and ecosystems from further harm. Russia's story is a call to action, a reminder that no country is immune, and that we all share responsibility for the planet. It reminds us that we're all connected, and that global cooperation is more important than ever. The choices we make now will shape the world we leave behind for future generations. The evidence is overwhelming, and the stakes are high. Our way of life, our environment, and our children's future are all on the line. We can't afford to ignore the signs any longer. Every action counts, and every voice matters. The time for action is now, before the winters we once knew become just a memory. Let's act together, before winters without ice become the new normal for us all.